All right, my watch list for Monday, starting with US Steel, the letter X. Nice volume pop on Friday and trying to break above recent highs, gave some back, but look at it on an intraday basis on Friday. 3.4 million shares in the first 5 minutes, and then a clean pullback to the 8-period moving average. So this one is just on watch for any kind of continuation. So we'll keep X on watch. This lower priced Neon, NEON, still looks good. I drew a line there. If I switch to 60-minute candles, it's kind of a cup and handle there. I really like it up over Friday's high. I'm going to say let's see what this high back here was. This was 345. I really like it over 345, to be honest with you. You have a pretty clearly defined cup and handle. I like the daily a lot. If you go to the weekly, this has great support around $3. See it here, here, here. And then it pushed down below, but then it's starting back up again. A lot of shorts in this name. So this one I like over 345. AERI. This one I've never traded, but it seems like it's probably awfully thin and it might have nasty spreads because you had a 5 million share gap up back here. And then it pulled back from almost 30 to 24. Had a nice little secondary pop. But then a couple quiet days. So, and if you noticed on Friday, 345,000 shares. So, I don't know what the average of this thing is. Probably 200,000 the 50-day. I'm just guessing. I guess I could have that line on there. I just chose not to. But back here it used to trade 30,000, 40,000. So since this pop, it's getting more volume. But I have a feeling that's going to be a tricky trader. So be careful if you trade it, but it is interesting over Friday's high, over 26.14. It could make a move to and maybe through this 27.23 that it would have been Wednesday's pop. And here it is on 15-minute candles. So I don't really trust this one, but it doesn't cost me anything to have it on a watch list. So that's AERI. Darden Restaurants, DRI, starting to get downside shape. You have to pan way out here to see that it's got some support. Let me just switch to weekly to make it a little more clear. Pretty clean support back here. It was holding over 44 back at the beginning of 2013, and now it's down 5 straight weeks to get there, and kind of a big week last week. So that could be kind of capitulation into support. I'll be looking for a possible bounce in that one, especially if you can get down near 44 on Monday. Remember, I'm a day trader. I'm just finding stuff that I can trade on Monday. I go to cash every night. So don't think I'm looking at these charts saying DRI is a long from here. Okay, I'm just looking for trades. XGTI, another lower priced one. Nice little pop on Thursday and kind of a quiet inside day on Friday. And that's after the push up to 3 here and again here. And it seems to have found support at 2. So this one could be up from here. I like it over Friday's high, over 212. This one could get some momentum. You want to see volume with that one, though. So you want volume to come in before you trade that thing. UPL. I'm just looking for a support bounce again, kind of like Darden, around 26. This was a really strong stock back here, and it's coming back down to this recent support, which also used to be resistance. The 26 area was resistance back here, support here. So if this gets to around 26, I'll be looking for a long trade in that one. And that it might not be Monday, it might not be at all, but it could be any day this week. So that one will stay on watch. And that's really it. That's what I'm starting Monday with. If you really want some, what's the word? Possibly squinky, crazy traders. I have one of those too, USU. I don't know anything about why this thing ripped and then why it came back down. But if you go to 15-minute candles here, and you see me do this in a lot of my videos, there was the early high, about 4 days ago. And there was the the opening 15-minute high 3 days ago, then 2 days ago, and then Friday. Okay, and when I say days, I mean trading days. So you notice it hasn't really broken its early high. You could probably even go back a couple more days. This time it looks like it challenged it around lunchtime. But so it is starting to find support. So this one, if you can get it, establish its 15-minute high on Monday and then trade in a small range and then break out in the afternoon, you want to buy that high of day break, especially if it's coming out of a tight base like this. So Again, I hate to be redundant, but it doesn't cost me anything to have USU on a chart. And if it meets the parameters I've just said, I would take a long in it. Again, but I needed to basically kind of trade like this, trade like it was on Thursday, and then in the afternoon, break its high of the day. Then I would definitely go long with a stop below the base that it's coming out of. That's really the only scenario I'm looking for. Otherwise, this one scares me and I'll leave it alone. So, but I suspect if what I just said does happen, you'll get a pretty measured move in a very short period of time. So when you have stuff like that on watch, you can make some really quick money just by having it on a chart. Being in a chat room where other people are watching it as well, so you don't miss the alert on it. Usually somebody will catch it if it's setting up the way we're looking for and announce it before it happens. So kind of makes it easier to trade. That's it. I'm going to leave it at those. We'll find other stuff to trade once the market opens on Monday as well, by volume movers and that sort of thing. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, and we'll see you on Monday.